What's up, guys? Pretty soon we're getting something that Marvel Studios has never done before. We're getting a mature rated animated series where the good guys might actually lose and Captain America becomes the very thing we all need saving from. If you want to know which characters have a plot or armor and which ones will be among the Walking Dead, smash that like and subscribe button. And my name's Kai the Comic Guy, and today we're breaking down who lives and who dies in the new Marvel Zombies Disney series. Before we start predicting deaths, we need to understand how Marvel Studios might decide who actually lives or dies. It isn't all about power levels, it's way more calculated than that. I wanted to introduce something called the 3-pillar survival framework. Pillar 1, powers and abilities. The zombified heroes retain their intelligence and personalities to some degree, but also their powers. And what that means is you're not simply fighting beat up corpses, you're fighting coordinated armies with cosmic level threats within them. The leaks are calling the Dead Queen, also known as the zombified Scarlet Witch, one of the biggest obstacles that the heroes are going to have to face because she still has her reality warping abilities. Your powers become a double-edged sword. Sure, they might save you, but if you get infected, you become exponentially more dangerous to the people that you're trying to protect. Pillar 2, the comic book precedent. So while this isn't a direct adaptation of the comic books, the comics do give us a blueprint of how far the Marvel Universe can fall. Captain America and Hawkeye become sentient severed heads to cosmic flying beings eating an entire galaxy. The comic books establish patterns for those who survived based on their narrative function and not necessarily their power levels. Pillar 3, the MCU narrative arc, possibly the most important factor. Here's the lowdown, guys. Florence Pugh, Simu Liu, and Haley Steinfeld, these aren't just voice actors, they're major live-action MCU investments. Marvel didn't spend years building fans' affections for these characters just to have them permanently killed off in an animated spin-off. The casting choices, I believe, lay out the actual survival blueprint to some degree. Characters with ongoing life arcs, they're making it out. Characters whose stories are concluded, who serve as emotional stakes, they'll probably be zombified food. Now that I've given you the 3 pillars, powers and abilities, comic book precedents, and most importantly, I believe, the MCU narrative arc, let's break the survivors and the likely zombified food into different tier levels. Tier S, the guaranteed survivors. First up, we'll do Shang Chi, the walking anomaly. The official reports revealed something huge. Shang Chi uses the mystical 10 rings to prevent the zombie infection from spreading beyond his arm. He gets bitten and survives. This isn't speculation, this is actually confirmed. But here's why this matters beyond survival. The 10 rings transforms weapons into a personal life support system. Shang-Chi becomes a walking anomaly in this universe, proof that the infection can be stopped. With his live-action sequel confirmed and his role as a foundational character for the MCU's future, survival serves multiple narrative purposes, which makes him a likely survivor. The 10 rings also represent something the comic books established: mystical protection where technology fails. While Iron Man's suits couldn't protect Tony Stark, ancient magical artifacts operate on different principles. It might be more useful in the zombie apocalypse. Plot twist: what if the rings only slow down the infection and don't actually prevent it? Thoughts? Next survivor, Yelena Belova. Coming fresh from the well-received Thunderbolts movie, Yelena's live-action arc is about emotional healing and finding a new family after losing Natasha. Her sense of belonging will keep the survivors together as the world around them continues to crumble. A zombie apocalypse becomes the perfect crucible for this character's development. She'll likely face significant emotional loss, probably watching her guardian sacrifice himself. But her tactical value in upcoming Thunderbolts role makes her survival essential. Her sharpshooting and espionage skills make her invaluable against a coordinated zombie army. While she lacks superpowers, her pragmatic and ruthless mindset are exactly what you need when traditional heroics fail. Kate Bishop, next survivor. Here's something fascinating from the comics. Kate has experienced fighting mind-controlled threats. That experience gives her a tactical advantage against Scarlet Witch and control hordes. Her role isn't simply just as ranged support, she's a direct counter to her master, Clint Barton. Facing zombie Hawkeye becomes a twisted mentor and student dynamic, with her being likely the new leader of the Young Avengers and possible future projects, meaning she might likely survive another day. Miss Marvel, the power upgrade. Miss Marvel's powers are strategically different from the comics. Instead of embiggening, which would make her a massive target, she generates a hard light construct, shields, weapons, and protective barriers. She's able to walk all the way from roof all the way down to the ground level. She can also take energy blasts. This adaptation makes her exponentially more valuable in the zombie apocalypse. Her journey from fan to hero gives her a very unique role, especially in a new generation of upcoming heroes. This could make her survival crucial. Blade. Blade hasn't appeared in a Marvel Studios project in a very long time, making his survival essential. He's not just a character, he's proof of a concept for Marvel's mature animated content. His Emperor abilities and sword mastery make him purpose-built for fighting undead. The trailer show him performing with moves against cosmic-level zombies. His survival establishes the character's presence in the Marvel Universe, even though he's had several delayed action films. Let's not forget, he has the powers of Moon Knight, bestowed by Khonshu. Khonshu appeared in a reflection of Blade's sword. His entire face wasn't visible in the same frame, but as Blade's sword came across the screen, Khonshu could be seen. Jimmy Woo, the intellectual wildcard. Jimmy represents something special, the non-superhuman approach to survival. His value isn't just in combat prowess, it's intelligent resourcefulness. It also doesn't hurt being a level 8 shield agent that knows 14 different martial arts. In a world where cosmic powers have failed, his capacity for misdirection, clever planning, could be a key to victory. As a beloved support character, survival represents hope that normal humans can make a difference. Though a lot of non-power characters have already gone down, Sharon, Happy, and Wakanda's very own Okoi. Let's move on to the next wildcard category, Spider-Man, the Moral Compass. The heart of Marvel Universe, also known as Peter Parker, he watched his world fall. The comics show that he is even a zombie. What makes Spider-Man special in the comic books, Spider-Man's zombified form retained more humanity than other infected heroes. And here's the catch, Peter Parker always puts everyone first. His survival depends on whether the story needs his sacrifice to save others. Peter understands with great power comes great responsibility, but at what cost? And if Spider-Man is the heart and possibly the hope of the Marvel Universe, what's humanity's chances without hope? This isn't about one character's fate, it's about what Spider-Man represents. He's the everyday hero, the one who proves that power doesn't corrupt when willed by someone who never gets where it came from. In a world where cosmic gods have fallen due to infection, Peter's humanity becomes the most powerful force of all. Skrulls. The Skrulls have a unique theoretical advantage. They can disguise themselves as zombies and move to infected areas undetected. The comics show that alien species aren't actually immune to the virus. Galactus and Silver Surfer are devoured and the zombies consume the rest of the universe. Their survival comes down to tactical execution. Can they mimic zombies' behavior convincingly enough to fool a coordinated effort and an intelligent horde? One mistake and they're facing a cosmic level threat. Let's move on to the next tier, the Doomed. Alright, big surprise here, Red Guardian. Good old classic mentor sacrifice. The Red Guardian fits every mentor sacrifice trope in the book. The comics love this pattern of the heroes dying to protect the next generation. His old approach of tanking damage won't work against cosmic zombies. We got an idea of his fighting style during the Thunderbolts movie when they were trying to stop Sentry. Survival chances improve if he focuses on protecting Yelena rather than trying to face the zombie and the Avengers head on. But given his character, expect a heroic last stand. Next in the Doom tier, Ironheart and Black Panther. Here's the harsh reality about tech heroes. Tony Stark becomes infected despite his advanced nanotechnology. Comic books establish that human operators make mistakes to get overconfident. Try to save people they probably should abandon and they let their guard down around someone they trust. Any character relying solely on technology without mystical protection or confirmed plot armor is likely in danger. In the Marvel Zombie comics, T'Challa, also known as Black Panther, is one of the most impressive survival records. His survival isn't due to overwhelming power, but rather his intellect and strategic thinking. While other heroes fought to save everyone, T'Challa made calculated and somber decisions to protect the last remains of humanity, outmaneuvering even those with cosmic powers. With the tragic passing of the original voice actor, a new character is needed to fill this leadership void for future projects. Some believe Riri Williams, or Ironheart, may take on this role, but others argue that the new iteration of the Black Panther is more likely to step up. Given his comic book precedent, intellect, and proven abilities to lead, T'Challa seems best equipped to guide surviving heroes. Unfortunately, the Ironheart series has received mixed reviews, which can make the choice to elevate her to leadership a lot less likely. While we can't know exactly who for sure will take on the leadership mantle, all signs point towards the Panther likely continuing her legacy. Plot twist, guys, could Miss Marvel fulfill that leadership role and we lose both Ironheart and the Black Panther? Let me know what you think. Here's a list of all the confirmed survivors and zombies so far. Now that we've gone through our tier list, let's look at the zombie hierarchy. Let's try and understand the threat that the heroes are facing. Leaks confirm that Scarlet Witch is the Dead Queen, controlling a zombie horde with her chaos magic. Even zombified, she retains reality warping abilities, making her entire army a coordinated and a strategic threat. Next in the zombie hierarchy, the cosmic level threats. The inclusion of a zombified Captain Marvel and the looming threat of the zombie Thanos with a near complete Infinity Gauntlet elevates this beyond just a street level horror story. These cosmic powered zombies represent a near indestructible force that actually retain their superhuman abilities. The final showdown likely pits the survivors against not just a horde, but the very tools of universal destruction. Here's what the 3-pillar analysis revealed. Survival isn't random. Characters with ongoing live-action arcs are more likely to survive because they serve a larger narrative in the MCU. Characters whose stories are concluded or who function as emotional stakes become sacrificial pieces. The series will likely conclude with a confrontation with the dead queen, but the survivors won't just win through brute force, but through a combination of strategic and unique abilities. Shang Chi and his quote-unquote mystical immunity, Kate's tactical experience, and the team's diverse skills are likely to be a key to victory. The deaths that occur will be purposeful, defying their survivors' resolve, cementing the emotional core of their character arcs. Alrighty guys, so that's the 3-pillar breakdown: who lives and who survives in the Marvel Zombies new series. Again, the pattern isn't about power levels, it's about narrative function, live action importance, and strategic storytelling. Do you think I'm right about the survival hierarchy? Are there any characters whose fates I got wrong? Drop your predictions in the comments because I didn't cover them all. I read them all guys, and we're honestly all probably gonna need group therapy once this show concludes. They'll emotionally destroy us. If you want an episode by episode breakdown, let me know in the comments. And please guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It's what keeps the lights on and helps us make videos. As always guys, I'm Kai the Comic Guy. Keep your feet on the ground and your eyes on the stars. Excelsior, my fellow nerds. Kai out.